Where's oh oh he came in and then he left again. John. There he is.
Yes.
Perfect. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Really good. Ah, I'm so sorry, interpreter. I forgot your name. My name is Kyle. Kyle. Kyle, right. Okay. Ah, I'm so excited to have you guys here. Welcome to ASL Coffee. We have a lot of deaf people watching today, and I want them to watch our discussion. This is not an interview. I want you to know we're not going to be interviewing you. We're just chatting. I've got my coffee. It's a coffee chat. I want you to feel comfortable here. Oh, nice. Everybody's got nice. May not be coffee, but I'll take it. That looks like coffee up there, though. Yeah. Got my rockin' coffee. So before we get too involved in chatting, I would like to know, John, what is your sign name, John? It's just the J, like this. Okay, for John. My real name is Johnny. Yes, my parents named me Johnny, but I typically just go by Jon, Jon. Oh, okay, got it. Got it. And where are you from? I'm from Connecticut. Oh, Connecticut. Okay. From the Hartford area. Oh, okay. I'm so excited. This is going to be really different today. Just give me one moment. Some, people wanted to play something, but we're not ready for it yet. And then Jesse, has John given you a sign name at all, or anybody given you a sign name?
Not that I'm aware.
Maybe we'll go with a J, like the guitar, playing the guitar.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Right. The deaf person has to give you it. So
Perfect.
maybe that's it for you. And yes, 100% correct. If a hearing family tries to give their deaf child a sign name, this may not be right. You want the deaf people to give it to you. So are you the drummer, Jesse? Do you play the drums or you play the guitar? What do you play?
Guitar.
And then John, what do you play? I am the singer and signer. Okay. A little bit of guitar. I play a little bit of guitar. I'm added in here and there. But remember, it's really hard to sign and play the guitar at the same time. So, oh yeah, that makes sense. But well, how did you get involved in music? How did you fall in love with music? So I started with in a regular band. I had joined some regular bands in the past with my friends, and they were very traditional style bands, hearing bands. I did that for 20 years or so. And then what happened is one day I went to uh, deaf night out, socializing, hanging out with some deaf people, and there was a bar there, and they had a band, and Jesse's band was there, and I don't know, the idea came to me, and I went up and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I join with you guys and I sing and I can also sign?" And so I did 2 songs that night, and the crowd was loving it, everybody was so excited, they thought it was just the greatest thing, and so that's kinda what really sparked that idea. Oh, wow, and so Jesse, you started when you were playing the guitar when you were small, or how long have you been playing guitar?
I actually started playing drums, and some point in my
Oh, okay.
probably in my 20s, I started playing guitar. I was late to it, and I did a lot of different bands. And
Oh, wow. He said, "Oh, he's such a good guitarist." Oh, I can't wait. So I want to go ahead and show your video. I want to give the audience kind of an idea of what you guys look like. All right, we're going to go ahead and show that now. All right. Oh, wow. It looks like heavy metal or no, like hard rock, something like that. Yeah, so our music is pretty big variety, but we typically mostly get into some real rocky stuff there. Um, like SKA and uh, some alternative, different things like that. But we really like to keep it a good variety. We'll do some older stuff, 60s and 70s, 80s, 90s, really all through the generations. Yeah, we play everything. So when you're talking about the name of your band, Blast, I'm gonna spell it, Blast Time. I noticed that on your shirt, it's like the plane taking off. Is that how did that come to be? And so it's really funny because we were struggling pretty hard to come up with a name. I mean, we had a long list of ideas and we didn't know what to do. So I actually asked Chat GPT to make a list for a deaf rock band. It was just so hard to figure out. And I was also contacting some of my CODA friends and asking them for ideas, and we were discussing it. And we came to Blast Time because it really has a few different meanings to it. You're like blasting off, like taking off, also like explosions or blowing up. And also blast time is definitely like an idiom, like a deaf idiom for a great time. And so there was just a lot of different reasons that came behind us deciding on that name. It was, after discussing with some of my friends who were codas and things like that, I mean, we really came down to pick that name and thought it was the best. And then we had the logo. I actually hired a deaf artist, um, and they a pretty well-known artist. They've done some work for Starbucks. Let's see, yeah, and they've designed some cups with the "I love you" signs on it, and so that's what they do for their work, and so I had them, make this, logo for us, and that's how we came up with this. Oh, wow, so and do you sell those? You sell the T-shirts? Yeah. Oh, okay, yes, I wanna buy one. I definitely wanna buy one. Yes, we will get one delivered specifically for you. Oh, man, it's just so cool, it's such a cool shirt. And you all when you rock, I mean, you really dress all the way up, like, how how do you get that attitude when you dress up? Right, so as you can see in those pictures, I mean, we've got, like, the nails and the gloves, and, uh, we're really trying to look the role, we're trying to with our show, we want deaf people, the deaf community to see and experience, like, a real rock show. you know and so it's important for us to really go all out visually. It's extremely important for us. And what about you, Jesse? What I'm sure that you maybe you like to dress a lot like ACDC. Is that kind of your style?
I just like to look the part. We want to bring the full rock show experience.
All right, I'm trying to get oh, sorry, 1 second. What are you doing? My family's walking around. I'm trying to convince him to dress like a woman, so we'll see if we can get him to do that. Oh no! Oh, don't mess with him like that. Come on, it's rock and roll. I know really hard rock and heavy metal, like rockabilly, different. There's so many different categories, in this field. But your group, how did you really kind of went with sort of that hard rock look? It seems, right? You went more hard rock because I think sometimes people will see your show and they see you signing. Maybe they don't know the sign, it, but maybe they know the music. And how do hearing people experience your show? Can you share that with me? And so, yeah, I mean, when people see our show, I mean, they're typically just blown away. Most people have never seen the sign language and this in the music together like that. And so, the deaf community typically it reacts like they're very amazed. They love participating. They love to copy, sign with us and everything. And sometimes for hearing people, it's their first time seeing something like that. Oh, that's so great. I really like that. Because with music, I mean, it's very open, right? And sorry, excuse me, just give me 1 second. Okay. I think people are seeing this and they're sending me all kinds of messages and I gotta tell people to wait. I'm not done. So I've noticed that deaf people, when they're watching music, they typically feel the beat. That's what they like about it. It's not so much because they can't. It's not so much what they hear because they can't hear it, but they feel that beat, the bass, the vibrations. And so you guys probably have pretty bassy music, and they can feel that connection, which is so important. Yeah. So when we have our shows, when we have shows, we always let the sound guy know. We say you need to turn it to the max. You got to turn that bass all the way up. It needs to be felt because it's important. But at the same time, we also keep in the back of our heads about the visual aspect of it. And so we have the music, but there's other things involved. Like, I don't want to give away too much about what we do before we get to Florida, but we use a lot of visuals in our shows. Because we know that the deaf people are very visual people, and so we want to think about from their perspective, how can we really match their expectations and excel with that, and make the music match visually. Oh yes, and wow, your signs are just right. I agree, and you sign very well also. Do you, Jesse, you know a little bit of sign? You know some?
A little bit. Thank you. We
Yep.
rock you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to learn though.
Right. That's great, just knowing a little bit. I'm wondering why ASL is important to see through music. So I guess my reason for asking you this is because ASL, American Sign Language, typically has their own modes of stories and poetry and different things like that that are told in ASL. But when we get to music, it doesn't always match, the ASL modalities of artistic expression don't always match. But with ASL, sometimes you can really add in like the sadness of a song or the rock of a song. And ASL, you can show the feelings of music. And I think that that is a really important thing, especially for deaf people, to be able to see that expression, to be able to see a variety like that. Yes, I agree. For me, that is a huge aspect of our show. I mean, I'm up on stage and I'm not just monotone signing to the crowd. I mean, if it's a sad song, I get very sad. And if it's a happy song, I will show that happiness on my face. And if it's a rebellious song, I mean, I really try to characterize that because it's so important. And also, back to the comment that you said, most of the time, in my experience, deaf people typically, have those expressions of culture with poetry and things like that, but music isn't always brought into it so much. But there's still so much of an opportunity to mesh music and ASL. And I've seen many performers who are just great, and deaf people fall in love with it when the performers are correct.
I could probably add something to this where it was music to me has been something like very, very important to my life as a whole thing. And being able to share it with the people, with the stuff Johnny's doing and the visuals and everything else. We played for some children, and some of them had tears in their eyes experiencing music in a different way, and it was a whole new experience for them. And I could say, playing music, playing shows over 20 years, you know, it's definitely some of the most rewarding things I've done to see people be able to experience things that I've known my whole life. And it's been such a huge part of my life. And it's really like really special to me.
I'm so happy to see that you've said that, because that is such a good experience for them. It's such a new experience for those kids. Maybe they've never had that before, and it's like a shocking moment to them. I mean, they're just blown away. I'm
Exactly.
always living to learn, and I mean, playing is so important. I've noticed a lot of deaf people maybe struggle with playing the guitar, but I know a lot of deaf people who can play the drums because of the rhythm of it. The bass is also something I've seen quite many deaf people be able to play. Um, or what is the X? The xylophone, the xylophone
Mm.
with yeah. I've seen deaf people that are really good with that. Piano also, because they're visual things to play. But for the guitar, some deaf people have just said they don't understand the guitar. They don't get it. A lot of it is the sound, and they may not understand it. But if you're showing the facial expressions and you're really getting into it when you're riffing along, I mean, that has such a bigger impact on the deaf people. Like Eric Clapton, for example. Oh, he just, I mean, he's a great player, but his face, he doesn't show anything on his face. And so it, you know, that's just one example I can think of. But if he really got into it a bit more, I mean, wow, it would help deaf people to see and experience that with him. And AC/DC, wow, I mean, that guy is just getting into it. He's jumping around, and I mean, so that, yeah, exactly. And so we enjoy that, the visual aspect of it. Also, Alice Cooper
Oh
as
yeah.
well. Oh man, is such a performer. I mean, mind blowing. Shaka Shanana, oh Shanana. Yeah. That the really, I mean, really gets into the performance, and it's really enjoyable for deaf people. And that's just so important for us because we need to see it, and that can really have an impact on us. I mean, blues also is really good. The sound, not so much, but the feeling there. But with rock, you can really feel it. And just give me one moment. Oh my God, I'm just going crazy over here. Really, it's just nonstop. Okay, I'm so sorry about this. I think with you all here, people are so excited watching this show, and maybe they're. Yeah, no, that's fine with us. That's fine with us, Jess. That's good. No, really, you guys are the first CODA band that we've had. I know we had Paul Racy before. Uh, Paul's from Chicago, and him and his brother started a band, and they don't sign, but they play. And he also became an interpreter, and he started signing the music and things like that. But do you know Paul Racy? Yes, yes, I do. Uh, Actually, a funny story is that I've talked with him fairly often, because we both are really the only codas who have this kind of thing going on. And so I've reached out to him in the past with ideas and gotten some feedback and advice from him, which has been really great. Oh yeah. And Jesse, have you met Paul Racy?
I have not.
Ah, I see. Yeah, he's really great. Really awesome rocker. I mean, he's got tattoos all over his arms too, just no, let me see your arms. Show your arms, Jesse. Oh, yes. All right.
When I was
Oh, wow,
younger,
that's also on your back too?
a little bit. When I was younger, I was going to tour the
Mm.
world and be a rock star, and now I'm a carpenter.
Uh, yeah, but I've seen, a lot of people who sign with sometimes people that sign a lot and have a lot of tattoos can be really hard to see, but it's fine, you're just on the guitar, so
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. But sometimes, John's saying, I wear the gloves and everything, so I know it's really just about being visual. Deaf people are really visually sensitive when it comes to, to sign language and all of that, but not for everybody, but for some of us. Uh, so I had another question. So with the A, B, C, D, E, F, and G chords, do you play what's the chord that you play the most on the guitar? Or what's the range you play the most? Which chord? Which chords?
Probably E, D. I like playing E, D, like soloing in D. I'm very blues
Oh, okay.
oriented.
Okay, and so what about you, John? If you play, what do you do? Which chords? I would say G and D probably uh, pretty simple. Um, yeah, but I'm more about the rhythm, I like the rhythm. So Jesse gets on those really intricate solos, and I mean, it's just really awesome with that. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, with our guitarist also, he has a hard time doing the solos because he can't keep up with the sound so much, but he's really great with the rhythm. Sometimes with the solos, it gets a little bit off. And so we decided that when we're playing, we typically go A, we play a lot in D, E, and F. So D, E, and F. I mean, those are typically our big ones that we go to a lot. Uh, typically within that range right there. C sometimes, but D, E, and F, really. I mean, that just maybe it also deaf, if you sound it out, it's like deaf, right? So it works out. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that matches. And so I see there's a chat down here. Oh yeah. Oh, of course, you can bring anyone. Our shows are all inclusive. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's open to everybody. Whatever, if they don't know sign language or they know sign language or anything in between. Yeah, absolutely. And we also work to provide access for deaf-blind people as well. So, oh, really? Yeah, so we will hire quite a few deaf interpreters to tactile interpret for our deaf-blind people and give them the opportunity to come and experience the shows as well.
So you feel the guitar, feel the drums before you play.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's awesome. And I see another comment here. Oh, yes, Deaf Music Ensemble. They're going to be joining us actually for our show. And we're planning to go to Florida uh, the week before. We're going to be doing a local show here in Connecticut before we go to Florida for people who aren't able to go to Florida for DeafStock. So we're going to do a show here and they're going to be joining us. Deaf Music Ensemble is going to be joining us here. And then the week after that, we're going off to Florida. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, yes. And so you've got a lot of time. It requires a lot of time to work together. I know it's really, takes a lot of work to get two separate bands together and do all that. Yes, because we're not just a band, we're not just playing, but I mean we have the whole stage. The whole stage is a show. And so uh I don't want to say too much now when people haven't seen us yet, but the whole concept of our performance and the way that all the characters and I mean it requires a lot. It's a lot of work, but it's really cool. Oh yes, and that's the kind of visual things people need to see. You don't want to see just kind of a one act show. You really want to have it. Oh, thank you, Yim, for watching. Oh, so our show, DeafStock, we're going to be at DeafStock in Florida. Uh, but the week before that, we're going to be in Bristol, Connecticut. We're going to be doing a local show here in Connecticut before we head out. So you can go check our Facebook page and get more information there. Okay, of course, I'm always okay. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. No, you guys are great. Yes, we'll be at DeafStock. Yep. And I am a CODA. Oh, awesome. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's a really good friend of mine there. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a really good point. hmm I agree. It's really important to have that rhythm and have it based on that tempo, that timing. When, for example, if you've got the clapping, you got to make sure, everyone's on time, everyone's tempo, everyone's beat or rhythm is together. It's really important. That can be a struggle for some people to keep everyone together on the same beat. Love you too. Yes. Also, so my method for performances is I try to not just sign the words. That would be SimCom, and that's hard, singing and signing. But I really work to provide that concept, that visual concept in sign as I'm singing. And so many times I'm singing words, but the signs are completely different. They're not because it's really the concept that I'm signing visually. If you use Queen's "We Will Rock You," that kind of that beat right there. We will rock you, and you keep that rhythm. Oh, that's so good. It's such a repetitive rhythm, and that's a really good one for deaf people to follow. And it's just a really good idea, right? Yeah, that kind of the beat beat clap. Yeah. And I mean, there's such a variety of things, not only that, and you can really switch it up and you can sign it differently. And oh, interesting. I can't read that. Um, but yes, I think it means that you guys are rock stars, right? Yes. Right. And the same. We are so excited to be there. We're looking forward to it. To meet all these different people and to see other deaf performers. I mean, I'm just such a big supporter of all deaf performers out there, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the team who set up the event, I mean, they're just amazing, amazing people. The concept, the idea, everything is wonderful. They've done such a great job, and I'm so excited for it. It's going to be great. So I'm wondering, Jesse, how do you feel about that? How? Oh, that's cool. Nice. Thank you. Uh, but Jesse, how do you feel about DeafStock, going to DeafStock?
Oh, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. This whole last time thing is extremely rewarding, like I said, and any chance to go to Florida and play guitar is nice in my book. plus, plus, I've known Jon for almost 30 years, and any time to hang out with him is also appreciated. We are a band of all like really close, really good friends, so that's extra special to do.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you guys feel good with the 30 minutes? I think we could probably go a little longer. I have a few more things I wanted to discuss with you guys. Interpreter, I'm good. I'm good. Yep. So I was wondering, a lot of the time, with Beethoven's Nightmare, sometimes hearing people don't always accept us as a band. They question the fact that we're deaf and we play rock music, um, and so we actually got America's Got Talent. We didn't get accepted when we auditioned. Um, it's very really for like the hearing mainstream, and we've been some places where we've had hearing audiences and they kind of just stare at us and they don't really understand, and then we start playing and they're shocked, when we really get into it. But I mean, over and over and over again, we deal with the, oh, well, how do you hear the music? And we explain, no, 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 we feel the music, we don't hear it. And I mean, that's just such a common thing that happens. And so I still get that question all the time, how don't you hear it? And I'll have to explain myself over and over and over again. It feels like a broken record. I told them that music, this I've had some people say it's supposed to be heard, not felt. But I said, no, you're supposed to be felt, not heard, and they'll say, oh, like the birds, and you hear the birds and they're so beautiful. But to me, I don't know. I just see the bird's mouth moving. It's all I see. I don't hear the beautiful sounds of it. But they'll tell me, oh, it's so beautiful, the tones, everything is so great. And so sometimes people will just hear some kind of beautiful music and they sway with it and all that. But for us, we don't have that same experience. We like rock because we want to feel that. And I'll explain this to people, and again, they look and they say, "Well, but you have a guitar, and the guitarist is deaf," and we say yes, and they typically will kind of accept that our drummer is deaf, and they don't always question it that much. Uh, but we feel the music, and of course the drummer can feel his music, but with the guitarist, we always get a lot of questions about it, and so I have a hard time explaining that again and again. So sometimes with Beethoven's Nightmare, we uh, I had lost some, so one of our people had lost their music. I mean, sorry, lost their hearing and still wanted to do music. And so there were certain things about it they couldn't do, but he still wanted to play. And so he added different sorry, Beethoven lost his hearing at 30, lost his hearing, and so he added organs and he added all these different elements because he wanted to feel the music. And so that was one of the reasons why we chose Beethoven. Also, Beethoven and my birthday are the same. So that was another one. So I don't play the piano though. That is not, I can't do the piano. That's not me. I do bass, but still, so when a baby's born, back then the hospitals weren't, they were mostly midwives. They didn't go to the hospital for the birth, and so they were born at home. And then they would wait. They'd bring them to the church, and they would stamp the birth certificate and do all that there. But because back then they didn't have births in hospitals, and so they just wanted to make sure the baby was safe, and then they'd bring them to the church. So I'm wondering, I want to go to Germany where Beethoven is buried. I would love to see that for myself, and maybe I'll scream above his grave, that I'm a deaf rocker, and he'll pop out and something. But um, but for deaf rock, it makes sense. And but with blast time, I mean, it makes sense. I know it makes sense to you guys. But really making it more visual and making it something that you can see and understand, I mean, that is just the key. And I love the name. Your name is the best. Just Beethoven's Nightmare was something that, came out of a long time as well. We made it simple to BN because trying to spell out Beethoven's Nightmare forever, that's a lot. But really in the past, it was Beethoven's Dream. But Dream sounded too whimsical. We wanted something more rock, and so we decided Nightmare definitely fit that a lot better. Oh yeah, I love it, love it. But so we really have our own rhythm and feel, and I just wish, uh, Jesse, I would love for you to join us sometime and see see how we play, and maybe I think that would be a good experience.
I'd love to.
And you could see our DEF chords that we play, and all of that. Something, it would be some interesting work. Yeah, don't be surprised if now after this, maybe we're learning some of your songs. Jesse will learn some of your songs to come join you. Yeah, I want to show how we can all work together. I believe in that. I believe that we can all work together. I'm trying to mix with hearing people and musicians, and but sometimes hearing people aren't comfortable working with us, and they're like, "Oh, but you can't hear." But it said, "No, but we'll play. We follow the rhythm and we play." And sometimes they just are obsessed on the fact that we can't hear, and so they're stuck on this hearing thing.
I think
And
as somebody that can hear, I think a lot of the music for me is still by feel, anyways, and guitar playing and playing with everybody else. Like I think feel is just as important as hearing it half the time. You're, tones on the guitar are the same as hearing a drum. Something you can feel the tones to know if you're playing the right chord or whatnot. It's the same but different.
yeah, and when we tried for America's Got Talent, the guy, when he said that we were deaf, he said, "Oh, how are you guys going to play music?" And so we showed him, but it seemed like it was stuck in their heads. They just couldn't get over that we were deaf. They couldn't be open-minded about it, and we were really disappointed, that they wouldn't give us that chance. But I want to maybe next time we try, we'll be more open, And John, you had a comment? Oh, sorry, we have comments. Or yes, looking forward to it. I'm really working hard to set this up and really make sure that everything is ready to go. And hats off to them. I mean, getting all the permits, getting everything set up, making sure that DeafStock is good to go. Yeah, my experience with that team has really been, I mean, they've been so professional, so wonderful, great to communicate with, really, really professional and wonderful. Hello. Hi. Yeah, I support any deaf artists, any of them. So I'm happy that the deaf community has the opportunity to showcase their talent, their culture. I know that there's very different kinds of music and there's very different kinds of performing, but I just love when deaf people have that opportunity to express themselves and to show their art. Yes, and that with the halftime show at the Super Bowl, many hearing people said, "Well, why is it such a little tiny, they had like a little tiny thing, a little tiny bit of a screen, and I was like, come on, it should have been a whole screen there. It's just been a long road of trying to fight for that access there. And Jesse, did you see the halftime show, or did you get to see the interpreter, the signer there?
I saw the halftime show. Like I don't even recall seeing a signer, so it must have been real small.
Oh no, yeah, John's saying right because they didn't show it on regular TV. I think you actually had to go to YouTube and have it playing simultaneously. Oh, right, right. Chevy's saying, yeah, it's been the same for so many years. They won't put it on the TV. Yeah, for me, I just try to think positive, and I see the steps. I see the steps forward being made. Because in the past there was none of that. They didn't have any sign language for the halftime show, and so we've made improvements. We've come a ways, but there's still more to go. Florida, yeah. And she asked, where is it? Yeah, it's in Florida. Uh, if you look on Google DeafStock, you'll be able to find a lot of information on it, about the performers and about the location and everything. You can check it all out on there. It's really going to be an amazing time for the whole weekend. We're going to be camping, game nights, all kinds of stuff going on. So I really would encourage anyone who can to go. Yes. Awesome. Sounds good to me. Michaela, she's one of our ASL signers for the band. She's a deaf signer. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'll meet her there. You'll meet her. So good to see you here. Yes. And if we have the opportunity to get together on stage and play a little bit, I'm down for that also. Yeah, for sure. I know that Jesse is really good with improv stuff on the guitar and matching other people's vibes, and so I would love that opportunity if we get the chance. And so we have one song that could get played, keep on CCR, keep on rolling. Yeah. And so there's no voice. We don't do the voice really. We just kind of go around. We introduce everybody. It's really nice. And we love to get people joined in on that and playing. And I think we play in E, but it's really good, really important to keep on the beat. I just, I love playing it. Oh, Michaela, yes. Oh, yes, definitely. I agree. If you ever get the opportunity to do that, figure it out. Oh, okay, in Brooksville, Florida. That's where it is. Right, it's near Tampa, I believe. Yeah, right near Tampa. Yeah, I'm just thinking of how we can get together. We got to make some music together for sure. So on the Thursday before the show, if you guys are going to be there, we'd love to get together. There's going to be a guitarist. There's going to be D. Elliott playing the drums, and then Michaela's going to be there as well. Uh, Michaela sort of is signs during some of the music, and it's her music, her signing to the music. It's really beautiful. It's really awesome. She's an awesome woman. But you'll have some other people joining us. John Marcier is going to be there as well. Uh, I'm curious, do you plug in or do you have for your guitar? Do you plug in or is it the word like a Bluetooth? Like a Bluetooth. What do you like? Yeah,
Oh,
wireless.
wireless.
Wired or wireless?
For this show, I'll be wireless with the wire backup.
Okay. So we're planning on keeping our setup pretty simple. So he's got the amp that's pretty big, but he's gonna bring like a portable amp that we can plug in directly to the board. And so he can really easily just plug in if need be while he's standing there and play for a short time, or we're gonna keep it pretty simple. Yeah, I'm always looking for a good time. So I just I don't want to play the serious stuff. I don't want to play, oh, like woe is me music. I'm never really looking for that. I love having a good time. And I think all of us are going to have such an awesome time just playing and getting together. And I think we're really going to have a ball. Growing up and going to deaf theater and things like that and deaf shows, we have a it's not always good. Sometimes it's different vibes, but we just want to have fun. And I think that we are definitely going to have fun getting together there. And I'm looking forward to jamming with you guys. What is your bass player's name? So his name is Troy. He is really cool, super laid back guy. And so if you get to join with us, come on, he'll be there. He'll let you take the bass over and join in a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna bring my own. I've got a 5-string bass. I keep the first really low, the B string, and then yes, I've got a 5-string. I have 4 strings are good, but I got the 5. I have the extra B for the real low notes. But no, I'm so excited. It's gonna be really, really great. I've practiced it all the time. But I do have another band here in Hawaii as well. Um, but we use a drumming machine. Yeah, so we use a drumming machine. The name of our band here in Hawaii is called the what? The what? The what? So, oh, that's perfect. I love that name. Yeah, it's a little local band we have here. We play around Hawaii. We kind of keep it pretty local. Um, and keeps me busy with my time here. I love that. Yes, thank you for watching so much. Oh, that's so nice. Come to Florida. Bring your tambourine. You can play with us too. That's a tambourine, like, right, the circular thing that you beat on. Yeah, that would be so good to see because you can see that rhythm, you can see the vibration of it in the in as you have to hit it. Oh, yeah, that would be good. I like that. John says, "I agree." Hello, Cody. Yes, thank you, thank you. Really, I'm so excited, like, the the boy in me is so excited for this. Oh, the what? I agree. Yeah, that's an awesome band name. Really, it's the what? What? Like, huh? What'd you say? The what? It was really nice. We have some people who have joined our band. One hearing woman, she's really great. She signs. She signs, and um, oh yeah, oh I love that. That's so nice. I'm looking forward to all the possibilities, the collaborations, everything. I'm looking forward to see what happens. No, I know the interpreter's been working pretty hard here. Oh man, we should probably wrap it up soon. Like, come on, Kyle. That's, I wish you buy my ticket. I fly Florida. Yes. So we can discuss that. All right, so I think we're out of time. So I've got your number now, John. We can communicate and go ahead and give me that. We'll keep in touch. We've got one more time to rock. Thank you. Keep on trucking, keep on rolling, keep on rocking. Thank you for your time, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to the interpreter. Yes, no, we're gonna make this happen for sure. So we're gonna close the show now, but it's the only one, the only deaf rock show we've got. So, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna be there. All right, thank you guys. Yes, come on, guys. All right, rock on. Thank you, thank you, thank you for having us here. Really, looking forward to getting together with you, to seeing everyone there at the show. And I'm just so excited. It's going to be such an amazing time. Yeah, and I'm hoping Jesse maybe you learned something today. Maybe you've been, taking this all in. It's a good experience. And I do want to ask one last question to you, Jesse. Do you have any last words you want to say to us before we close out the show? A quote or
Last word
something?
from me. Oh, thank you for accepting me. It's very rewarding from my end, and I'm learning more every
Okay.
day. And John's a star, so
Oh, yes. John, and do you have any last words to share with us before we close this out, before we close the show? Just again, I'm looking forward to the show. I appreciate all of the support that we've had along the way and all the support that I know we'll continue to have in the future. Looking forward to collaborating and supporting all of the deaf musicians and everybody that's going to be there, deaf hearing, whatever. and it's going to be an awesome time, and I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I want to see more. I want to see some growth from this. I want to see more people like Jesse working with codas or with deaf people, or maybe have someone like Jesse lead something. I want to see some growth and collaboration come out of this. All right, that's it. Time to fly. See you later, alligators.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, of course.
Very helpful.
All right. Thank you. All right. See you later.